Jim Fannin Show. We've come to take your mind.
Diodati on CHCH today. My ears are burning. And who's coming up on the show? Why am I not getting my levels up here? What the? Producer sucks. Man, the producer sucks. This is my Patreon account page. Come on. I have 2 patrons. My first 2 patrons. Thank you, fake news. You're everything I wanted to be and more because of you. Thank you. This is The Cut. We're going to play it quickly. I'm not going to tear it up. I'm just going to play it all. If you haven't seen it, it ran this morning early on CHCH. Diodati comes on my show March 30th at 4 p.m. EST. Bylsma, Mayor Bylsma of West Lincoln, tomorrow. That's Tuesday. 3 p.m. EST. Right here on whatever platform you're looking at. But sooner or later, I'm only putting my shit here. And if you don't pay, all you see is the good clips on social media, because that's the idea. I mean, what the hell, man? Anyways, I'm not gonna blather on too much here. I'm just gonna get quickly to the clip, and then your comments. Shit, it doesn't look like we're live in the What's going on with my chat window? All right. Anyways, this is CHCH Live this morning with Mayor Jimmy D.
Hey, welcome back. Time to check in with Niagara Falls Mayor Jim Diodati to see how the Falls are doing, and how are you doing this morning?
My gosh, if I was any better, it'd be you, Bob.
Oh, stop it.
The weather is so amazing. I mean, I've seen everybody out in their yards and walking and out and about, and feels great to have a little bit of normalcy.
And I'm sure we're seeing a lot of patios pop up in Niagara Falls, and we're hitting 18 degrees for a high today, so
amazing. Everybody's excited. You know, you can just feel a little bit in the air, a little bit of optimism, and people are really enjoying the nice weather. So good. I'm glad we've had enough challenging things. It's good to have some good things now.
Absolutely. I've got to ask you about, there's an appearance that you're making. Thanks for being on our show, by the way, but there's another show you're going to appear on. It's a podcast. Jim Fannin, a host who's known for incendiary comments, quite controversial, accused of COVID misinformation and misogynist remarks. And you're appearing on his show. What's the context of this?
Well, you know, I gave it lots of thought, and I decided, you know, and I know he said some offside and disrespectful things, no question about it. And my objective, really, Bob, I want to shine light in the corners. And the only way you have change or you make change is you come together, you don't run away. And you know me, I don't shy away. And my message to him is going to be about inclusion, diversity, you know, equality. And you can't name, call, or hate or disrespect. And you can't even hate the haters, because then they polarize even farther. You got to meet them in the middle. So I'm taking a page from Martin Luther King, and I'm going to try to meet them halfway. And I think what we've been trying to do in the past by ignoring hasn't worked. So let's try something different. And so that's my objective.
So this ties in with your social media neutral zone that you had launched previously.
Yes, and thank you for that too, because especially during COVID, it hasn't brought out the best in people at all times. And people, even good people, have said some really rotten things. And I get it. They're under stress, they're nervous, they're angry, they're everything. And they take it out on the target that's closest. So I'm hoping that like weather like we have now, calmer approach, and trying to listen, doing more listening is going to help people come together, not be so mean and try to work together. That's my hope anyway.
Okay, I want to ask you about the border extension to the April 21st, was it? Yeah, April 21st. So we're hearing from the Americans that they think they're going to be wrapped up with their immunization around May. So do you think this is going to be the last extension? Do you see the border opening up after that?
Well, I could see maybe another extension, but we're having discussions now about opening and what it's going to look like and how we're going to do it. I know Brian Higgins, a U.S. Congress member, has been pushing hard on the American side. And it's funny, just last year, we wanted the border closed because they were having so many more cases than us. Well, now they've done a 180. They're doing a much better job at vaccinating, 5 times what we are. And you'd think if anyone was nervous about it, it would be them. But even if you look at retired Major Hilliard, General Hilliard, he has said that by June the 20th, every Canadian that wants a vaccine will have at least one. So I think July 1st, 4th, it's a reasonable time frame for anybody vaccinated. So those are the discussions we're having. And again, we always say the gradual opening, not all at one time. And I think that's a reasonable approach at that point if everybody's been vaccinated.
Okay, so how do you see this working with the timeline for the casino reopening, or maybe gradual reopening?
Well, that $1 million question, the number one employer in the region, everybody keeps asking. I had someone say to me, "Oh, this is killing us." And I think this is all going to go hand in glove because once it's safe to open borders, it's certainly safe to open up casinos. And now that we've opened up capacity for getting your haircuts, open up capacity at restaurants, churches, why not casinos if they can do it in a safe way? I think we're on our way. What great news. Everybody 80 and over has been vaccinated or scheduled. All long-term care and retirement homes are done, and that's where 80% of the deaths were. Everybody 60 and over can get vaccinated at pharmacies, 75 and over at mass vaccination sites. 4 vaccines, all 100% effective at preventing hospitalization and death. And now we know by June 20th, we're all going to get the shot. And now an extra 1.5 million AstraZeneca doses from the U.S. Lots of really, really good news. And I choose to focus on the good news, Bob. You know me, I'm a cup half full kind of guy.
Yep, and there's definitely a light at the end of that tunnel. By the way, we mentioned, so April 21st is the border extension date. The next day is Earth Day. Tell us about Earth Hour and the plans with the falls.
So, yeah. So, normally, like this Thursday, we're celebrating Greek ancestry. We're going to have the falls blue and white. Well, there's always a color. But for Earth Day, we're going to turn the falls off for that night. And we're going to have darkness. And we're going to try not to have a carbon footprint. And we're going to try to turn off the lights and all non-essential electricity. So that's how Niagara Falls is going to respond to that.
Okay. Thanks so much. We got to get to the Niagara Falls patio forecast. Thanks, Mayor Diodati.
Thanks, Bob.
Let's do that. piss. Why not been I know I'm live. I had my mic turned off. What am I doing? Like a 15-minute rant? Offline? For crying out in the night? Oh, man. Maybe I should just start and... Tomorrow, Mayor Bylsma comes up. Mayor Bylsma, for those of you that don't know, is the mayor of West Lincoln. He'll talk to me for an hour. Mayor Bylsma is pro-life via the fact that he's a Christian. And actually a practicing Christian, I guess. So I got him for an hour, but Mayor Bylsma was censured. Would they take him off the committees at the region? For saying all lives matter. Yeah, all lives matter. All lives matter because I'm a Christian. I didn't listen to the 610 CKTB interview. I'm going to hit that today because I've got him on tomorrow and I need to consume that. But the outrage that was felt by the social justice warriors led by Councillor Laura Yip. Laura, you've become the bully that you rile against, that you hate. Your hate and your mob is creating an unsafe place for women. You are racist. So they saying all people are racist, all white people are racist because the system is racist, that is racist. When Carl Dockstader, or whatever his name is, who's got a perpetual victim card because he's native, says that all cops are bastards, fuck you, bro. That's racist. All cops are not bastards. And you need to come correct and apologize for being a racist bigot like Laura Yip. Fucking tired of it. Man, amped up today. So, Bylsma comes on tomorrow. 3 p.m. for an hour. Mayor Diodati on the 30th at 4 p.m. for an hour. All times EST. Thank you, Mayor Jim, for standing against the mob that Laura Yip so conveniently sent for you to cancel you. Thank you, Carrie Porter, you smug woman. I actually like Carrie Porter. I was good friends with Laura Yip. Me and Grant LaFleche used to be buds. Me and Andy Gill go back. We were buddies. And now I'm a white supremacist? Now I'm a incendiary commenting, podcasting, spreading misinformation because I know that masks don't stop viruses. You don't. Misinformation. My God, you people are so... The mainstream media is tough to fight, eh? So tomorrow, Bylsma. At 3 p.m., Mayor Jimmy D is the 30th. Matea Murda's 1 o'clock on that day. I got 2 interviews on that day. Damn, Matea Murda's a nice interview. And this is right in line with the pro-life interview, I guess, that's going off with Bylsma, because Matea Murda works for the UN, and she fights for women's rights, not in the way that you think. Like abortion. The number 1 leading cause of death in the United States? Guess. Abortion. There's nothing comes close to it. It's double the number of any disease that is killing people. They killed 1 million babies in the States last year. Over 1 million. And right now, for this year only, if you go to worldmeters.com, I bet you we're at 10 million. Already. I'm not looking. I know. You're not going to end abortion, just like you're not going to end poverty. You're not going to end mass shooters and crazy people that do heinous things. You're never going to end it. But can we stop killing babies after 6 months at least? Or maybe 3? If you can't get your shit in order in the first 90 days to decide what you're going to do about your pregnancy, about the life that is growing inside you, then you shouldn't be able to get one. Is that so radical? Does that make me hate women? Because I side with the people on the street corner with their graphic images of aborted fetuses. Not that I support that type of activism, but they have the right to do it. And then when you go up and boot their sign down that they're holding, that's assault against free speech. And you're a lunatic, Greg Miller. Greg Miller once told me I was a snowflake. And I said, yeah, free speech any day over abortion, okay? Doesn't mean I hate women because I'm in favor of free speech. Anyways, I'm wound up. It's way too nice today. It's 2:08 EST. I wanted to get that little clip of Jimmy D out there, give you a little pub of what's coming up. Bylsma tomorrow, 3 p.m. Jimmy D, March 30th at 4, and March 30th at 1 p.m. I've got noon or 1, I can't remember. Matea Murder coming up. Rob Gill, before I go, Rob Gill is a Death Star. I got mad respect for Rob Gill because he took both my Twitter accounts out. And I'm not speaking out of school. This is fact, okay? I'm back. I'm still back here where I've always been over at, Team Niagara. But I used to have @JimFannon. And @JimFannon was a fun account, man. It had 10,000 followers, most of them MAGA. It was fun. I got lots of action on it. And you killed me, Rob Gill. Then he sent his mob after the Jim Fannin Show, @JimFannon Show, right? Right? That's gone. That had about 2,600 followers. So now I'm back over here on my real estate account, my old real estate account, @Team Niagara. I only got a couple left. Patreon.com/free speech to donate. The mob has come for me. Laura, yep, thank you so much for all the pub you've given me. I'll take the hate mail for the pub, okay? It's fine. Thank you. CHCH getting picked up. Nobody's calling me, though. My interview went up with Bill Sawchuk. He used one line from a half an hour that I think it's funny. Because I don't think it's funny. It's funny. Yeah, oh, no, they didn't say I thought it was funny. That's a misquote. Anyways, I'm going to put up a shorter clip of Jimmy D taking a good stand. Thank you, Mayor Jim. I think I'm speaking to him later. We're going to talk before the interview, but I think he wants to make sure I'm going to be a good boy. Our last conversation was fine. This one's going to be a little different, though, because there's going to be a lot of eyes on us, and I'm passionate, and I don't know. I hope he's not going to give me a list of things I can't talk about. Got some good questions for Mayor Jimmy D. Especially how it relates to what is the culture like at City Hall in Niagara Falls. You want to put it in the same, what do you mean? Not spectrum. Kind of in the same filter, lens. What's the word I'm looking for? What's the culture like at the city of Niagara Falls as it relates to being a man versus a woman? I wonder. Anyway, Laura, yep. You've become what you hate most. A bully that uses the media to take people out. Well, guess what? I'm still right here. Peace, love, hug your neighbor, and for crying out loud, I love you too much. I want to see your face. Take that filthy diaper off your breathing apparatus, you dolts.